first thing we're gonna do is prepare our baking dish. Here I have a 9x9x2, but an 8x8x2 will work just as well. So I'm gonna take some baking spray, or you could just use butter, flour. So we have our 9x9 baking dish that I put some parchment paper down in and then sprayed it on top with baking spray so we can easily lift the brownies up when they come out the oven. Okay, over at the stove we have a double boiler over some barely boiling water. Now into our double boiler we're going to melt 1.5 sticks of salted butter. As soon as all our butter is melted, we're going to remove our double boiler from the heat and we're going to add in 1 1/4 cups of bitter sweet chocolate. And we're going to stir this until our chocolate is completely melted. Once our chocolate is completely melted, we're going to remove this completely from the heat and let it cool over on the counter. While our chocolate is cooling over here on the counter, we're going to start our next step. Okay, we got our stand mixer with our whisk attachment. Into our bowl, we're going to add 3 large eggs, 3/4 cup of light brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. And we're going to beat this on medium speed for 5 to 6 minutes. Once our mixture has become pale and thickened, we're ready to go. We're going to remove our bowl. What we're going to do next, now that our chocolate is cool enough, is in stages of 3, we're going to add our chocolate mix to our egg mix and gently fold it in. First stage, we're going to add a little. Gently fold that in. Second stage, a little more. And again, gently fold that in. Third stage, we're going to add the remaining amount of our chocolate and fold that in. We're going to sift 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and then we are very gently going to fold that into our chocolate mixture. We'll do half and then another half. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pour our batter into our prepared baking dish. So we're going to bake this 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Once our brownie is out of the oven, we're going to let this cool down for 1 hour. While our brownie is cooling, we're going to go ahead and chop up some candy cane pieces for the topping to our brownies. Don't want these to be too big. We want them to be relatively bite-sized pieces. Okay, also, I'm going to sift these just so I can get some of that extra dust off of these. So while our brownies are cooling, we're going to make our frosting. Stand mixer, paddle attachment, bowl. We're going to add 1 stick of softened butter. And we're going to beat this on medium speed for about 3 to 4 minutes until light and fluffy. Once our butter is nice and fluffy, we're going to slowly add in 2 cups of powdered sugar on low speed. Once all our powdered sugar is in, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of milk and a teaspoon peppermint extract. Now the peppermint extract was a little bit hard to find where I live. If you can't find that, you can use mint extract. And if you can't find that, you can just use vanilla. Okay, once our icing is nice and smooth, by the way, this peppermint icing, so amazing. Once our brownie is cool, we're going to start evenly spreading our peppermint frosting over our brownies. Once our frosting is spread evenly over our brownies, this is going to go in the fridge for 15 minutes while we make our bark. Back over at our double boiler, we're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to add in 1.5 cups of bittersweet dark chocolate. We're going to mix that until fully melted. Once our chocolate is fully melted and mixed in with our butter, we're going to let this cool slightly. Alright, we're going to spread our chocolate right over our brownies. Spread it nice and thin and evenly all over. Okay, while our chocolate is still warm, we're going to sprinkle our candy pieces right over. Now we're gonna let this cool completely before we slice into it. Okay, we got our brownies out of the baking dish with the help of these parchment paper. Last thing we're gonna do is cut them into squares and then they're ready to serve. Now when you're cutting these, one thing that really helps is keeping the blade clean between every cut. Let's try one of these out. I don't know, for me, I really like peppermint candies, peppermint ice cream. So these peppermint brownies, yes. To me, it's really refreshing. If you love or you like chocolate and mint, you gotta try these brownies.